The commencement ceremony dates back to the universities of the Middle Ages. It is the occasion on which the entire university community assembles in its various ranks or degrees, each identified by its distinctive costume, to confer new ranks or degrees on its scholars who have demonstrated the learning appropriate for those degrees. It is the custom at Seton Hall University to begin the commencement procession with a pipe band to honor the Scottish origins of its namesake and patroness, St. Elizabeth Ann Bailey Seton. For the 30th year, our pipe band today is the Seton Hall University and Essex Shillelagh Pipes and Drums. Following the pipes and drums is the university's ROTC color guard. Please rise and remain standing for the posting of the colors. Following the color guard is the Grand Marshal of the procession, Dr. Colleen Conway, Professor of Religious Studies and Vice Chair of the Faculty Senate. The Grand Marshal is carrying the university mace, the symbol of the university's authority to teach and confer degrees. Please be seated. At the head of the procession is the dais party, which encompasses members of Seton Hall University's Board of Trustees and Board of Regents, Dr. Gabriel Esteban, President of the University, Dr. Larry Robinson, Provost and Executive Vice President, and the University's Vice Presidents and Deans. In this group also is the recipient of our honorary degree, Father Robert O'Toole, and our keynote speaker, the Honorable Chris Christie, Governor of the State of New Jersey. Next in the procession are the faculty and administration of the university, who will take their seats in the front rows of the sections on the floor. The first degree candidates in the procession are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Catholic Theology from the Immaculate Conception Seminary School of Theology. The top honor student in this school is summa cum laude graduate Stephen Alexander Beach, recipient of the Archbishop John J. Myers Award and the Pope Benedict XVI Award. Next in the procession are the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration from the Stillman School of Business. The top honor student in this school is summa cum laude graduate Shannon Ryan Desmond, recipient of the Sport Management Honor Citation and the Eastern College Athletic Conference Award. The candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration have completed concentrations in accounting, economics, finance, management, information technology management, marketing, and sports management. The candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration have completed concentration in arts and sciences, international studies, and diplomacy and international relations. Next in the procession are the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Diplomacy and International Relations. Their top honor student is summa cum laude graduate Margaret Rose Doherty, a participant in the University Honors Program and recipient of the Diplomacy and International Relations Honors Citation. Next in the procession are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the College of Nursing. The top honor student in this college is Melissa Philippek, summa cum laude graduate and recipient of the Anne Murphy Award, the Adult Nursing Award, and the Maternal Nursing Award. Next in the procession are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education from the College of Education and Human Services. The top honor students in this college are summa cum laude graduates Ashley Elizabeth Forsyth, recipient of the Fine Arts Honors Citation, in the Secondary Honors Education Citation ex aequo, Juliana F. Newman, Secondary Education Honors Citation ex aequo, and Kathleen Virginia Rotgaber, Elementary and Special Education Honors Citation. Next in the procession are the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences. The top honor student in this college is summa cum laude graduate Kevin Joseph Stevens, a participant in the University Honors Program and the English Honors Program, and recipient of the English Honors Citation. The candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree have completed majors in Advertising Art, Africana Studies, Anthropology, Fine Arts, Art History, Asian Studies, Broadcasting and Visual Media, Classical Studies, Communication, Criminal Justice, Economics, English, History, Italian, Liberal Studies, Modern Languages, Music, Philosophy, Political Science, Psychology, Public Relations and Journalism, Religious Studies, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Social Work, Sociology, and Spanish. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree have completed majors in biochemistry, biology, chemistry, computer science, mathematics, and physics. As a reminder, and before our Master of Ceremonies, University Provost Dr. Larry Robinson begins the program, please take a moment to shut off all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the 154th commencement of Seton Hall University. Following tradition, we will begin our commencement program with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Leading us in singing this morning will be Miss Sarah Horrigan. She will be accompanied by Mr. John Nowick, University organist and director of music. After we have finished singing, please remain standing for our commencement invocation to be delivered by Monsignor James Caffone, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees and member of the Board of Regents, minister to the priest community and professor in the Department of Religious Studies. Please remain standing and join us for the singing of our national anthem.
Let us bow our heads and pray to the Lord. Almighty and ever-loving God, Creator and Father of us all, you sent your Son, Jesus Christ, into the world to be our Lord and our Savior. Together we express the gratitude we feel that you have brought us to this graduation day. We are here with the people we love, the people who love us. As parents, siblings, relatives, and friends, and as new graduates, we thank you for giving us each other. You have given us our talents, our intellects, and our individual personalities. We have acquired knowledge and wisdom from our professors, our coaches, and from each other. Our minds have been enlarged and our hearts stretched wide. We have learned the tremendous difference between using people and loving them. You have made us all that we are, and we know that you will be with us in all that we hope to become. Seton Hall has helped us to learn these lessons. but our college days have passed by so quickly. Today we know the joy and the anxiety of new beginnings. Lead us to those we are waiting for, to those who are waiting for us. Help us to remember that in all that we do to accomplish your will in this world, our most important work is that of loving one another. Help us to remember that each of us is cherished by your generous love and infinite mercy. For then our work will be joyful always in the service of your holy will. Now we pray together in the words our Savior taught us to say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Monsignor Cafone and Ms. Horgan. Please be seated. As Provost of Seton Hall University, I am honored and pleased to serve as our Master of Ceremonies. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge and thank the families and friends graduating the class of 2011. Without your demonstrated love and support, a good number of these students would not have had the resources, the financial, emotional support, or otherwise to make it to today's ceremony. I now ask the graduates to rise and join us in applauding the families and other supporters of our students who are here today. Let's demonstrate that support. Join me. Thank you. Graduates, please be seated. Next, I would like to acknowledge our faculty. I would like to ask our faculty to please stand. These dedicated professionals have been responsible for making your time at Seton Hall University one of growth, self-reflection, and for that, we express our gratitude. We thank our faculty for their unwavering commitment and service to our university. Let's recognize that. Thank you. Please be seated. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you by name the members of our two governing boards who are present today. The Board of Trustees has the ultimate legal responsibility for Seton Hall University, and the Board of Regents makes the policies that govern the university. Seton Hall University would not be what it is today, one of the prominent institutions in this country, were it not for the enormous investment of time, talent, and personal resources by members of our boards. We owe them an immeasurable debt of gratitude. I would ask for you to hold your applause until all of our board members have been introduced. First, I would like to introduce Monsignor James Cafone, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees and member of the Board of Regents. Monsignor Cafone. Second, Ms. Pamela Swarthberg, Secretary of the Board of Trustees. Ms. Swarthberg. Monsignor Robert F. Coleman, member of the Board of Trustees, as well as Dean and Rector of the Immaculate Conception Seminary School of Theology. Monsignor Joseph Riley, member of the Board of Trustees and Rector of the College Seminary. Monsignor Robert Wister, member of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Mark Gannon, member of the Board of Regents and President of the Seton Hall University Alumni Association. Monsignor Kevin Hanbury, member of the Board of Regents. Mr. Michael Luciola, member of the Board of Regents. Ms. Kent Manahan, member of the Board of Regents. Mr. Richard Montalbaum, member of the Board of Regents. Mr. Edward Quinn, member of the Board of Regents. Please join me in recognizing their contributions to Seton Hall University. Thank you. At this time, I would also like to introduce to you Bishop Frank Rothemer, retired Bishop of Patterson and former member of the Board of Regents of Seton Hall University. Bishop Rothemer is seated in the reserve section, and he honors us with his presence today as he joins us in celebrating this festive occasion for our graduates. Let's recognize Bishop Rothemer. Thank you. Allow me at this time to introduce to you the academic officers of Seton Hall University. Professor Kathleen Buzang, Vice Provost, Academic Affairs. Professor Buzang. Dr. Gregory Burton, Associate Provost and Dean for Research and Graduate Support Services. Monsignor Robert Coleman, Rector and Dean of the Immaculate Conception Seminary School of Theology. Dr. Joseph D. Piero, Dean of the College of Education and Human Services. Dr. Philip DeSalvio, Dean of Continuing Education and Professional Studies. Dr. Tracy Gottlieb, Associate Provost for Enrollment Management and Dean of Freshman Studies. Dr. Chris Grieco, Dean of University Libraries. Dr. Joan Getty, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Phyllis Hansel, Dean of the College of Nursing. Mr. Patrick Hobbs, Dean of the School of Law. Ambassador John Menzies, Dean, Whitehead School of Diplomacy and International Relations. Dr. Brian Schulman, Dean of the School of Health and Medical Sciences. Dr. Joyce Strauser, Dean of the Stillman School of Business. Finally, we have the privilege of introducing to you our Grand Marshal for today's ceremony, Dr. Colleen Conway, a professor of religious studies and vice chair of our faculty senate. As we celebrate the university's 154th commencement ceremony, we would like to acknowledge with special appreciation our many student servant leaders. Among these leaders are 13 students who have completed a program in military science and will be commissioned tomorrow as second lieutenants in the United States Army. Let's recognize this. Thank you. The senior class traditionally elects officers, and one of the privileges of these positions is to speak on behalf of the graduates at commencement. Mr. Brian Lucas, president of the class of 2011, will now deliver the salutatory address. Mr. Lucas.
Governor Christie, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Regents, President Esteban, Provost Robinson, members of the Executive Cabinet, deans, faculty, families, friends, fellow graduates. Welcome to the 2011 commencement ceremony. Today we gather to celebrate the culmination of a transformative four-year experience and to recognize an important accomplishment for each and every member of the Seton Hall class of 2011. We did it. Four years ago, long before we knew one another, we began a journey together. In separate lives, we shared the college search, applications, high school graduation, and the decision. When we finally met at orientation and reviewed our experiences on Facebook, we had important matters to share with one another, such as, and I quote, "Okay, I'm searching for the kid who lost his duck in the foosball table at orientation the other night. If you or him saw this incident happen or know who he is, please let me know so I can find his Facebook." In the 4 years since we first came together on campus, we've shared far more. It goes without saying that we don't all know each other, but we know enough because we've all gone through this together. We have met friends that will last a lifetime and work to define ourselves not only as who we are today, but as who we aspire to become tomorrow. As we travel together through the final stretch of this particular journey, we can reflect on having had our undergraduate experience occur at a tremendous time in history. We have seen unprecedented elections, economic upheaval, conflict around the world, and much more. This is not to say that graduates from other colleges and universities haven't experienced these events, but only we can say that we did so here and together. In the broad context of the time in which we live, we have shared simple moments unique to us, like those ducks from freshman year. These moments and feelings are shared not only because we are all together, but because we can relate to them uniquely and collectively. Today, we gather together perhaps more completely than at any point since freshman convocation. At that point, we connected through the uncertainty of a new beginning. As we join together again in the face of yet another new beginning, as our paths diverge once more, we take with us the strength of our shared experience. Plus, we'll always have Facebook. I thank you for inviting me today to speak to you, for the opportunity of representing you as your class president, and the honor of calling you my classmates and my friends. Hazard Zet forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. One of the privileges enjoyed by an institution of higher learning is that it may confer honorary degrees. Such degrees are awarded to individuals who have made significant contributions to society and through their work have realized the ideals and aspirations to which Seton Hall is committed. We want to honor one such individual today. Monsignor Anthony Zaccardi, Vice President for Mission and Ministry, will present our candidate for an honorary degree. We would ask the candidate, Father Robert O'Toole, to please rise. Monsignor Zaccardi.
the drive to know the truth lies at the heart of all manner of human searching, science and philosophy and theology. Universities arose and continue to flourish because of the deep intuition that as reality is multi-layered, yet an integrated whole, a cosmos, so the truth is at once complex and unified, requiring a diversification of inquiry in a community of shared conversations. The layers of reality, matter, life, consciousness, and society are reflected in the hierarchy of the sciences: physics and chemistry, biology, psychology, and sociology. These fields of inquiry, however, do not exhaust all that is to be understood, for human experience encompasses also moral, aesthetic, and religious dimensions. No university truly suited to its human inquirers, learners and teachers alike, can neglect the study of art and music, language and literature, philosophy and theology. Indeed, from the founding of universities in the High Middle Ages, theology in its various branches has been pursued at institutions of higher learning. Central to the Christian theological enterprise has always been the explanation of the sacred page, the Bible, the Word of God in the words of human beings. Today, Seton Hall University honors one who has devoted himself to the study and elucidation of the sacred page. Father Robert O'Toole has been a professed member of the Society of Jesus for over 50 years. He holds advanced degrees in various disciplines: classical languages, philosophy, theology, and biblical studies. He earned his licentiate and doctorate in biblical studies at the Pontifical Biblical Institute in Rome. In the 1970s and 80s, Father O'Toole served as a faculty member in the Department of Theology at the University of St. Louis. Attained to the rank of full professor, he eventually served as chair of the department, and from 1984 to 1991 he held the Danforth Chair in Humanities. In 1991, Father O'Toole returned to the Pontifical Biblical Institute in Rome as a faculty member. For the next 20 years, he taught courses and seminars in New Testament exegesis and theology. He served as the Institute's vice rector from 1993 to 1996 and as the rector from 1996 to 2002. Retaining the status of professor emeritus at the Institute since 2003, he served as the president of the Gregorian University Foundation, which is headquartered in New York City, where he is currently serving also as the interim superior of the Jesuit community at America House. In his scholarly career, Father O'Toole has focused on the Gospel of Luke, the Acts of the Apostles, and Pauline literature. He has reviewed over 100 scholarly books written in German, French, Spanish, Italian, and English. In English and Italian, he has published more than 50 essays of his own in scholarly journals of international renown, such as Biblica, Catholic Biblical Quarterly, Journal of Biblical Studies, Journal for the Study of the New Testament, Revue Biblique, and Biblische Zeitschrift. He has authored 4 books, 2 have been translated into Italian, and 1 into Korean as well. When the new core curriculum was designed by our faculty, the Gospel of Luke was made integral to its first signature course, The Journey of Transformation. Either directly or indirectly, the faculty members who teach this course and the students who take it have benefited by Father O'Toole's scholarly insights. For his exemplary scholarship and for his dedication to the study and explanation of God's Word, Seton Hall proudly awards Father Robert O'Toole the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Ms. Kent Manahan, a member of our Board of Regents, will now confer the honorary degrees upon our distinguished nominees.
In accordance with the authority granted to the Board of Regents of Seton Hall University, and at the direction of that board, I hereby confer on these candidates the honorary degrees for which they have been presented, with all rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. In my name and in the name of the Board of Regents of Seton Hall University, may I offer you our sincere congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Manahan. To introduce our keynote speaker, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Patrick Hobbs, Dean of Seton Hall's Law School. Dean Hobbs.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson. Before I introduce our commencement speaker, I want to add my personal congratulations to the class of 2011, and I want to welcome the following of you to the Seton Hall Law School class of 2014. Peter Chicanius, Kylie Cohen, Dennis DeAlmeida, Robert Granson, Paul Judson, Rocco Seminario, Sergio Suarez, and Sarah Mustafa. Enjoy your summer. The hard work begins August 18th. A little over 100 years ago at the Sorbonne in Paris, Theodore Roosevelt delivered his famous Man in the Arena speech. He said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." Here in New Jersey, Governor Christie is our man in the arena. Class of 2011, you graduate today at a time of unprecedented challenge for our nation. Never before has the relationship between people and their governments, local, statewide, and national, been so strained. All of us, whether Democrat, Republican, or Independent, know that we are in a period of great transition. In the past, as our economy grew, and as we became a great nation without rival, governments could grow, services could expand, and there was seemingly no limit to what we or our governments could do. Today we face economic uncertainty, energy uncertainty, fiscal uncertainty. These are times when we need young men and women like you to take your place in the arena, to be the doer of deeds, to strive valiantly. More than ever, our country needs your servant leadership. I first met Governor Christie 10 years ago when he was being considered for the position of United States Attorney, the chief federal law enforcement officer in the state of New Jersey for all criminal and civil matters. I asked him why he wanted the job. His answer was simple. It was an opportunity to make a difference. He wanted to be one of the men in the arena. He did not come from a law enforcement background, so his appointment was met by some skepticism and indeed some criticism. But 6 years later, he was universally regarded as one of New Jersey's most successful United States attorneys, a list that includes United States Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito and Secretary for Homeland Security Michael Chertoff. He was successful because he had the courage to pursue wrongdoing regardless of party affiliation, wealth, or power of position, and because he empowered and trusted the people who worked for him. When he was considering running for governor, I asked him again, was he sure he wanted to do this? After all, our state was facing the largest deficits in its history. Residents were leaving the state. Companies were also leaving, taking good jobs. Our infrastructure was crumbling. Why do this? His answer again was that he thought he could make a difference. And while some of us here today might applaud his efforts, and some might criticize, we can all applaud his desire to be a man in the arena. He wants a better future for our state. He is the devoted father of Andrew, Sarah, Patrick, and Bridget. When he talks about his goals and dreams for this state, it is always with them in mind. For all of our problems, he believes that there are few better places to live and to grow than here in New Jersey, with our wonderfully diverse population, our beautiful beaches, mountains, and rivers, our collection of arts, entertainment, and sports, including our beloved Seton Hall Pirates. We're really going to have a great future, too, let me tell you. Governor Christie wants a better state for his children, and he wants a better state for all of us. To know something of the man, let me conclude with one story. He is a 1987 graduate of Seton Hall Law School, and he has given enormous time and energy to our law school. Some weeks back, I asked him if he would be willing to host a reception at Drumthwacket for our admitted students. He readily agreed, happy to do that. Of course, little did he know that when the night came for our reception, he would have had 8 grueling days before that where he was out every night, very late into the night, an exhausting schedule. So it certainly would have been understandable if when he came that night, said a few words, answered a few questions, and then went home. He was tired. But he came and he spoke to our students from the heart. He inspired them on the journey that they were about to take. He answered every question. And when he was done, he stood among them for 2 hours, meeting each of them individually, talking to each of them about what they were about to embark on and answering any question that they had. I tell that story because it is a small window into the man who serves the state of New Jersey as its 55th governor. Just that week, he had been named to the Times list of the 100 most influential people in the world. His name is regularly mentioned as a possible presidential candidate, if not in 2012, in 2016 after President Donald Trump. Donald will hear that, and he will. But on that night, at a law school event, he gave 100% of his time and energy to those students and to our university. Every day, he gives every ounce of his energy to the state of New Jersey. In the words of Theodore Roosevelt, he will continue to strive valiantly. He is spending himself in a worthy cause of leading our state. And all of us hope that through his efforts, New Jersey can once again celebrate high achievement. Will you all join me in welcoming the governor of the state of New Jersey, Christopher Christie?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dean Hobbs, thank you very much for your introduction. Thank you to President Esteban and to Dr. Robinson, to members of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, to distinguished guests and proud parents, and of course, congratulations to the graduating seniors of the class of 2011. It's an honor for me to be here today as a proud alumnus of this university and to share in some small way in your triumph. Do not take today's accomplishment lightly, and from your early enthusiasm, or through your cheers and your other expressions, I can tell that you are not taking it lightly. You should be proud of what you've achieved, and you should realize that there are millions of other people across this country and this world that will never have the opportunity to achieve what you have achieved today, either because of the circumstances presented to them in their life or because of a lack of will that you all have shown for this achievement. So take this moment to enjoy what you have accomplished and to recognize the freedom that education provides you for your future. Now, there's one small bit of housekeeping I have to take care of. Dean Hobbs mentioned that reception we had at Drumthwacket a few weeks ago for prospective students to Seton Hall. And there was one guy who told me he was graduating today and told me there is no way that you'll remember my name or actually dare to mention me in your speech. What he is about to learn is he is wrong. And we are now all going to embarrass him together. Where is Patrick McCabe? In the back. All right, you can sit down now, Patrick. I know there's a lot of things that you all want to be doing after commencement, and I won't go into details about those except to say that I graduated from college once myself. And so I'm going to attempt to make this briefer than my yearly budget address or the State of the State. In fact, former General George Marshall addressed the graduating class of Harvard in 1947. And his speech was on how to restore Western Europe after the destruction of World War II. And his address lasted 11 minutes. So if he can talk about reconstructing Western Europe in 11 minutes, whatever I'm talking about this morning, we can do in at least 15. So let's get to it. Somewhat recently, there was a New York Times Magazine story about some of the fights that I've been having in Trenton, with a particular focus on my administration's efforts to try to reform the existing pension and benefit system and make it more affordable for all of us in the future. And when they do one of these New York Times Magazine pieces, the reporter stays with you for a long time and follows you a bunch of places and then goes and tries to talk to every person they possibly can about you. They interviewed members of my staff and members of my family, people who really like me and people who can't stand me, all kinds of folks that they could grab to try to get to make a few comments. And then in the end, they put together this story. Now, you know, for somebody like me who's a Republican, the idea of being featured in the New York Times Magazine is truly frightening. And you have no idea exactly how it's going to turn out. In the end, it wound up becoming a cover story, and they sent me the cover before it was put out to the public. And the title of the story, with a picture of me in the front, was called The Disruptor. Now, I don't know quite how to take that when I saw it. I tried to take it as a positive, but it certainly gave me a lot of opportunity to think. You can go and look into Googling the word disruptor, and there's all kinds of different meanings to it, and it's been used in lots of different ways. The traditional, of course, is to break up or bust up or disrupt, interrupt what's going on at a particular time. And I'm sure that a lot of people look at that word in a negative light, and certainly when I first saw it, I did as well. But as I've had time to think about it after it, and time to think about it in the context of what I was going to say to all of you today, I think it can have a much different meaning and a much more important one for all of you. Because I see a disruptor as someone who's willing to challenge the status quo, as someone questioning why things are done a certain way. As someone who's not being satisfied with the answer, it's just because we've always done it that way. Someone who's willing to mix it up, who's willing to dare a culture of complacency, someone who's willing to break down obstacles standing in the way of change that they believe in their heart will be positive. What we're describing is the challenge placed before an educated person. The obligation I think you have today, because of the education you have received at this university, is to be a disruptor. To be a disruptor in the way that your heart and your mind tells you to be a disruptor, to be a disruptor in the way that your education gives you the sense that disruption is needed. Each of you now, as the dean mentioned, is graduating in a really unique time in our history. This is not an obvious era. The challenges are not obvious. It's not 1947, when General George Marshall spoke those words at Harvard about rebuilding Western Europe in the aftermath of a destructive world war. The challenge was enormous and obvious. This is not 1963, when President Kennedy spoke at American University and set a new tone regarding the United States' relationship with the Soviet Union, easing fears about nuclear war and hoping to break new ground to ban nuclear tests, hopefully leading to a day when countries will no longer aim nuclear weapons at each other's people. It's not 1981, when Ronald Reagan delivered a commencement speech that captured the difference between the freedoms of democracy and the constraints of communism that had come to define the Cold War and the black and white sides that each country took. Those issues were clear. But that's why now more than ever, when the issues are a lot less clear, are a lot more diverse and challenging, that we can't drift without direction. We can't let complacency rule, because there is not one distinct, obvious fight that we as a people need to take on. In fact, I would tell you that this is the time when we need educated people even more, to be thinking and prioritizing what those fights are. Think of the turn of the 20th century, a time when our country grew in such great spurts that the era would come to define us for the next 100 years. Henry Ford was constantly working on how to improve the output of the Model T so that it could reach larger and broader audiences. In the beginning, when he introduced this, our lives were used to horses. And as the 1800s came to a close, cities and people in government were used to things just that way, the way they were. But he saw a future that was different and that would be empowering to Americans. He said, I'm going to democratize the automobile. When I'm through, everybody will be able to afford one, and just about everybody will have one. He said that in the first decade of the 20th century. Now, as we enter the second decade of the 21st century, how right Henry Ford was, but how wrong people thought he was back then. He was a disruptor of the comfortable status quo. He had an idea, a piece of innovation that he thought would make American lives better. And that's exactly what he did. He pursued it. And it took just that one man spurring innovation despite the odds, despite failure, to usher us into a new era. He constantly reinvented and made us a stronger and better country because of what he pursued. Now we have to embrace the fact that we're on the verge of capturing the ingenuity of a new era. And look at what we've achieved between now and 100 years ago. And because of the innovative movements that we had in our country, spurred by educated people, we have transformed the entire globe. Now we need to embark upon a new era of innovation and thought, and one that is much less obvious than the challenges that faced Henry Ford and the other giants of the early part of the 20th century. It's easy to assume that the only way in life to be a disruptor is to be one in a big way. Sometimes we equate success in this country and meaning with money and fame and gracing the cover of national magazines. But the reality is that you can be a disruptor in ways that are both big and small because of the education you have received and the degree you have earned. You are equipped now to question why things are done. You are equipped to spur innovation in your communities, in your businesses, in research labs, in universities, and in our government. Like Henry Ford, it can start by pushing back against what people are accustomed to, questioning why things are done in a particular way, why things are only available to a certain sector of our society, and why we can't democratize other sections of our society and other nations in the world. One need only look at the Arab Spring we have just gone through to understand that democracy is a unifying feeling, not just a theory of government, but a unifying feeling throughout the world that eclipses language differences, culture differences, religious differences, racial differences, ethnic differences. In the same way, we as Americans, I'd suggest to you, need to lead a democratization of our society in every way that we can. Henry Ford was that kind of disruptor because he saw the world differently, and in challenges he saw opportunity. Now, being a disruptor is also being able to affect change that's necessary, and looking at things differently than the conventional wisdom. As educated people, you no longer have the luxury, I'd suggest, to be complacent about the world around you and in the answers you're given. You no longer have the luxury of failing to innovate. You need to adapt and seize the opportunities, which are now very clearly before you. If this country is to usher in a new era, a new American century, a second American century, each of you needs to be a disruptor in your own life. In big or small ways, you will help to lead America to that second American century. Because one thing is certain, our country has been a leader because of its people and their ability to question. To keep that legacy, each of you know you must do the same. David Foster Wallace said at a commencement speech in 2005, the really important kind of freedom involves attention and awareness and discipline and effort and being able truly to care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over in myriad petty, little, unsexy ways every day. He was right. We all have a choice to make in our lives. We will not always get it right, but it is within us, the educated members of American society, to choose to live our life with passion and with purpose and with meaning. It is within us to make bold, difficult, and sometimes seemingly unpopular decisions. To be the disruptor in the everyday, in the seemingly small ways that sometimes go unnoticed, can also lead to great things. So today, on a day of great joy and accomplishment for you, on a day also of some degree of uncertainty about your own future and about our nation's future, I dare you to be what other great educated Americans have been that have led us to be the great country that we are. I dare you to be a disruptor too. Because together, if each of us disrupt in our own ways from different ends of the political spectrum, from different disciplines of knowledge, from different regions of the country, from different religious beliefs, from different ethnic backgrounds, from different core beliefs, that will create the storm of innovation that will create a second American century. Together, we can move our nation in that direction. but it is up to you. It is up to us. And so controversy will follow those who want to be a disruptor. But also lies ahead the great things that you may be able to accomplish. People ask me all the time what the best thing is about being governor of New Jersey. And my answer is that every day I wake up with a chance to do something great. I don't do something great every day. I am human just like you. However, the true goal of all your lives now as educated people is to find a passion and a profession that allows you to feel that way every morning when you wake up. That you have an opportunity to do something great. And if you do find that profession, then you too can be a disruptor and make America great again. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Governor Christie, for your remarks. Dr. Gabriel Esteban is Seton Hall's 20th president. His strategic vision and dedication to the primacy of academics will keep Seton Hall on the course of transformation, even to greater success. While it continues to be a home for the mind, the heart, and the spirit, to charge the class of 2011, I invite President Esteban to come forward. Dr. Esteban.
Governor Christie, Father O'Toole, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Regents, members of the priest community, Provost Robinson, distinguished faculty, members of the university community, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the Seton Hall class of 2011, welcome. Today, my charge to you, Seton Hall class of 2011, is to make the most of your lives and your God-given gifts, which we help to nurture. Look at what might lie ahead of you with a degree from Seton Hall. Maybe your dream job, a beautiful home for your family, a sizable bank account, maybe becoming governor or even president someday. This could be yours. Father O'Toole, a distinguished scholar and minister of the gospel, reminds us that one of those gifts is the fact of our interconnected lives across all time and all boundaries. He reminds us that we are called to share our intellectual and material bounty with those who have far less. This giving of oneself is something we have also come to learn in our readings of the Confessions of St. Augustine and the Gospel of St. Luke when we took our Journey of Transformation class. In the years to come, you and your generation will be evaluated not by what you have gained for yourselves, but what you have done as servants of others, your family, community, your country, indeed the world. When you turn blessings you have been given into blessings for other people, then you will be leaders, true servant leaders. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said to an audience like this more than a century and a half ago, "Character is higher than intellect." I believe those seniors knew exactly what he meant then, and I know you understand what it means today. We know the highest virtue can be found in one who has little or no schooling. Unfortunately, we also know that extreme intelligence can be found in the most horrible person. Your charge is to marry virtue with intellect, to link skill to character, to join a good heart with a well-trained Seton Hall mind. Keep in mind that character is higher than intellect, and know that society holds the greatest expectations of you as educated men and women of character. Keep in mind that you represent every Seton Hall graduate. Finally, in the Acts of the Apostles, there's a line that I think of today that goes, "In the generations gone by, the Lord permitted all the nations to go their own ways, and yet he did not leave himself without witness, in that he did good and gave you rains from heaven and fruitful seasons, satisfying your hearts with food and gladness." At Seton Hall, you have been blessed with rains from heaven and fruitful seasons, with many more to come, we hope. You have been given satisfying food for your mind, your heart, and your spirit. I charge you now, as you go on your way, to take the knowledge you have received at Seton Hall into God's world. Excel at what you do. Be good at who you are. Treasure the people around you more than the things around you. Brighten the lives of all you touch with kindness and consideration for the needs of others. In that generous spirit, stay close to Seton Hall always and those who will follow you. I ask that you give of yourselves to this community that has nurtured and educated you. Thus, may your future be worthy of your generosity. May the Lord of all seasons, the Lord of our lives, keep you safe on your journey, hazard set forward.
Thank you, President Esteban. It is now my pleasure to welcome again to the podium Monsignor James Cafone, who will speak on behalf of the Archbishop of Newark, Monsignor Cafone.
Governor Christie, President Esteban, my dear graduates, your beloved families and friends, I stand here in the name of Archbishop Myers, who is suffering from back problems today. He asked me to remind you that graduation from Seton Hall is a great achievement, especially in these troubled times. You may have had to overcome family problems, financial problems, personal difficulties, but we know that your graduation is the fulfillment of years of disciplined study and plain hard work on your part. These graduates deserve our highest praise. I now want to ask only the parents of a graduate today to stand, wherever you are. Please stand. I wanted to give the graduates an opportunity to make a public expression of the gratitude they feel to their parents, families, and friends, to everyone who has supported them spiritually, emotionally, and financially during these difficult but joyful college years. After today, our graduates will move on to a new phase in their lives, and as they do so, we hope that one basic truth will remain in their hearts. It's easy to say, but hard to believe sometimes, that all of us have been created by God. Whether we're tall or short, large or small, attractive or plain, rich or poor, each one of us is a beloved child of God. The gospel reminds us that God the Father loves us so much. He loves us as much as he loves his only Son. And as the beloved child of God, each one of us has an infinite value from the moment we were conceived to the moment of our death. We have an infinite value because God loves us and wants to share himself with us. You and I have been created to find our ultimate happiness with God. But sometimes we tell ourselves lies. We seek meager satisfaction in the ugly and the profane, in what is false, or even in what is evil. We wonder why we are not satisfied then. But God has made us for himself, and anything less will ultimately not be enough. Deep in our hearts, we know that the truth really matters, that good and evil really matter. Today and always, we want to affirm all that is good in our lives and to reject all that is evil. Finally, my dear graduates, realizing that the Catholic identity and mission of Seton Hall demands that we respect one another's religious beliefs, it is my fervent hope that you will carry with you always the spirit that sustained St. Elizabeth Seton, remembering that God has called you to serve others and to lead them by your words and your work. Let me close these brief remarks with the words of the first letter of St. Peter, words that remind us of our identity, of who we are. They are also a clear articulation of the identity and mission of this great university. My sisters and brothers, each one of us has received a gift, so use it to serve one another. Whoever preaches, let it be with the words of God. Whoever serves, let it be with the strength that God supplies them, so that in all things God may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom belong glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Monsignor Cafone. It is now time in the program when each baccalaureate candidate of the class of 2011 will be personally recognized. Graduates will come onto the stage using the stairs on the left side of the stage as directed by their faculty and seating marshals. Graduates, please present your name cards to the reader at the dais, then proceed forward for personal congratulation of university officials. It is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Peter R., Professor of Religious Studies, who will read the names of the graduates. Dr. R.
Candidates from the Immaculate Conception Seminary School of Theology, please come to the dais to be greeted by the President and your Dean. Come on. Luis Gustavo Ramirez, Pierre Marvin Lubiac, Jean-Paul Victor, Nicolas Apollodio, Jean Wilkins Polinis, Michele Pedroni, Brett Maria Whistler, Ivan Pekovic, Benjamin Emmel, Joseph Pavone, Stephen Alexander Beach, Matthew Joseph Corbett, candidates from the Stillman School of Business, please rise and come to the dais. You'll be greeted by Dr. Joyce Strasser and by President Esteban. Marta Wojtowicz, James Jurevich, Nicholas Lisi, Paulina Elizabeth Zakak, Gerard Anthony, Samuel Amin, Deanna Jean Carell, Nitish Verma, Melanie McDougall, Sean Drury, Richard York, Thomas Klimek, John Aresta, Brian Callahan, Tiffany Lynn, Amy Marie Gebhardt, Danielle Nicole Hudson, Chad Giganti, Kyle Gerard Connell, Sarah Gantus, Miguel Mercado, Izana Getu, Thomas Gerard Matthew, Christopher Borks, Andrew Daniel Kelleher, William Patrick Barton III, Matthew Stephen Krukar, Kevin John McDonnell, Adam Timothy Satz, Michelle Elizabeth Hughes, Benito James Mendez, Nicholas John Cavallo, Adrian Briones, Darius Edward DeRobic, Alan Benjamin Ratz, Julia Rassiopi, Ken Kwame Henderson, Arifa Kayoun, Caitlin Moran, Dana Nicole Servideo, Joshua Michael Gizzarelli, Ryan Francis Garrity, Ronald Enns III, Michael Gibbons, Joseph Anthony Tamaro, Joseph Labate, John Provenzano, Nicholas Fania, Scott Martbaum, Scott Charles King, Stephanie Urban, Joseph Nicholas Mazakuva, Christopher Thomas Ives, Christopher Brian Kausch, Daniel F. Matriciano, Robert Gerard Simeon, Anthony Charles Crincoli, Alison Snuff, Gregor Anastasitos, Shant Markosian, Michael O'Brien, Stephen Thomas Chuney, Mark Wilson Hokans, Ian Mihawk, Gregory Sebastian Panic, Chung Hei, Yu Han, John Wu, Francesca Tay, Nicole Danielle Spagnuolo, Kaylee O'Brien, Samantha Pfeiffer, Sarah Villari, Michael George Polvere Jr., Brian Falk Wolfram, John Willis Silk, Anthony James Ritchie, Joris Joseph Chedid, Michelle Prisca Molina, Dominic Joseph Alanya, Bernardino Atayano Jr., Thomas Wipasek, Angel Manuel Rivera III, Matthew John Palowski, Chelsea Lynn Fontaine, Nicholas James Salviano, Yvonne Palomino, Miyoki Lavelle, Brittany Lynn Shalizzi, Megan Elizabeth Morrison, Shannon Ryan Desmond, Peter John Zinicola, Patricia Caruso, Elizabeth Kane, Sean Fay, Peter Magdi Khalil, Stephen Andrew Stiles, Neil Michael Restaino, Sean Patrick Tager, Samuel J. Evans, Megan Patricia Kennedy, William Frank Stetzner Jr., Michael Robert Chester, Michael Robert Bates, Brian De Silva, Matthew Tyler Cherrick, Jonathan Charles Hampton, Christopher Joseph Fiorenza, Matthew C. Cook, Brian Manuel Miranda, Colin James Marshall, Andrea Morales Raywood, Annabella Cunha, Brian Louis Topier, Allison Vona, Nicholas Paul Antiri, Michael Gonzalez, Carrie Magro, David Pagliaro, Christopher Michael Shadwell, Karen Anthony Emme, John Francis Donovan III, Michael John Dominguez, Eric C. Casperson, Andrew Gilberti, Jared Shabilsky, John Michael Ferriolo, Brittany Ricciardi. Margaret Elizabeth Warren. Kathleen Ann Bobsine. Maura Cox Regan. Brittany Cranpost. Erica Marie Fitzpatrick. Nicholas Mark Frimpong. Catherine Green. Stephanie Jewel Tomlin. Sarah Tagrit Mustafa. Lauren Alexandria Cruz. Michael J. Ojo. Dennis Guelio de Almeida. Vijar Kohli. Alexander Luis Hernandez. Ricardo A. Rosario Jr. Victoria Rosdalia Marquez. Jonathan Isidro Rodriguez. Mark Vincent Semeka. Wilmo Naum Coca. Ralph Angeles. Raizaran Silveira. Himanshu Seth. Rory Elizabeth Manning. Martha F. Rooney. Juliet N. Pazer. Joanna Correa Ferreira. Christine Monique Cortes. Michelle Ranmali Weerasinghe. Daniel A. Zadrozny. Jillian Ashney Swozier. Matthew Aaron Steyer. Robert R. Avena. Dominic Cirilli. Michael Berheim. Rebecca Rose Chesney. Brianna Lauren Dominguez. David Anthony Marconi. Kevin M. Fountain. John Christopher Natale. Ronald Curtis Linfante. Allison Lee Lafrano. Rachel Ann Sullivan. Robert Fitzsimmons. Kevin Webster. Nicholas Luke Naumann. Kenny Pritchard. Colin Butt Batchelor. Brian Christopher Burke. Matthew Rending. Borja Feja. Miguel Ramos Romao. Joseph Carasino. J. Alan Zalowitz. Tanya Prokopenko. Jessica Lee Sladusky. Helene Elame. Erin Miu. Joseph Spagnola. Elias Massoud Jr. Michael John Massoud. John Colantoni. Marissa Dagati. Eliana Giorgio. Camilla Ashley Cruz. Caitlin Victoria Schlack. Veronica M. Rodriguez. Afera Choudhury. Onay Ngubidi. Jordan William Padaron. Tariq Ankrum. Joseph Liberatore. Richard Joel Starling. Ashton Reese Thompson. Sean Keenan Kiley. Caitlin Alana Janessy. Andrea Kiato Martin. George Courtmanche. Aina Takeshi. Brian Clifford Hotzen. Jonathan Dwyer. Aaron Joshua Shapiro. Thomas John Shortino. Robert Thomas Gasco. Spencer Robert Lawrence. Kevin Sinarski. Justin Dinsmore. James Raymond Bischoff. John Richard Wallace. Natalie Ann Espinoza. Lauren Jesh. Michael William Dietz. Kurt Cameron. Sean Carr. Stephen Michael Rose. Cyprian Unmuluziglibo. Gabriel Anua. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated. And will the graduates of the Whitehead School of Diplomacy and International Relations please stand and come to the dais? You'll be greeted by President Esteban and Ambassador Menzies. Hang it in there. Hang it in there. Yeah. You gotta stop using the 10-point font on those cards.
I never tell Mary Ellen, that's what it is. Let's tell Mary Ellen we're going to do BA and DS together.
We're doing something.
I'm thinking about saying BA and DS.
Last year. Oh, make the freeze and jump.
I saw that after they were all going to print it.
Christopher Martinez. Nicolette Martinan Ardiente. Samantha Lane Graham. Mary Jane Bridgman. Christina Carruthers First. Jennifer Perry. Shriton Paul Hugo Webb. And Alicia Patricia Finol. Michael J. Fallon Jr. Anthony James Palicchio. Jason Scott Daniello. Darian Richard Smalls. Ilona Schlesinski. Yvonne Villela. Ana Maria Chamorro. Margaret Rose Doherty. Paul H. Jusden. Carrie Ann Smith. Ollie Rose McStudley. Brittany Lukács. Christiana Whitehans. Catherine Yasmin Cueva. Alia Alfatel. Yuritza Lopez. Joel Jonathan Martinez. Christian Gomez. Matthew Drake Auslos. Michelle Hernandez. Patricia Barjelski. Nicholas George Treblehorn. Caitlin Elizabeth Sinan. Samantha Walsh. Jessica Kate Okote. Milan Zane Asfaha. Caitlin Keegan Gallagher. Amy N. Hendron. Rochelle Marie Sanders. Jonathan Castaneda. Mohammed A. Barry. Nij Suri. Christopher Michael Lash. Lindsay Schumacher. Andrea Sokolich. Catherine Keenan Feiner. Brian Hobeck. Deanna Lynn Pfister. Maximilian Genter. Sarah Hunter. Robert Matthew D'Souza. Mary Elizabeth Miller. Okay. Congratulations to all of you. And be seated. Will the candidates from the College of Nursing please rise and come to the dais?
Our valedictorian is number 1, as it should be.
You'll be greeted by Dean Hansel and Dr. Esteban. Melissa Philippek. Andrea Kobos. Mariatu Coronum. Chinenye Unwumeling, the second. Alyssa Sherry Howard. Tracy Ann Renee Roy. Letitia Monique Hudson. Jessica Rulak. Karen Dawn Drakes. Jillian Gutowski. Lizette Teresa Garcia. Amber Crosby. Stephanie Kimberly Munoz. Andrea Paulo. Betty Wynn. Anita Dagadu. Mariama Wadiatu Dean Soare. Keisha Asante. Idrisatu Ba. Rachel Ann Sabatura. Christina Marie DeLong. Lolita Lidman. Sheila Marie Boylan, Cara Ann Walbaum, Danielle Christine Carey, Rebecca Ann Rondinella, Stephanie Marie Ronco, Michael Tanayan, Brianna Barbuto, Lucia Adesso, Megan Elizabeth Tobias, Jessica LaRose, Catherine Kelly Grana, Elizabeth Kalau, Anne-Marie Therese Boscher, Catherine Claire Miller, Maxwell Penting, Antonia Latunji, Jewel Mitchell, Olaitan Adesola Oshulake, Cecilia Konadu Buckle, Linda Abrokwa Akese, Olapemi Obalante, Grace Arinma Ogbaike, Odette Chantal Tiomo, Maria Chimdi Nmukanma, Ivano Hui Dugbaza, Naa Wellington, Marie Volthe, Anna Arthur, Anita Wilson, Sharon Osei Owusu, Darlene Osei Owusu, Priscilla Martinez, Catherine Serrano, Catherine Mary Caceres, Bethany Marie DeFord, Simon Chinedo Onwuka, Martin Ifeanyi Nenwafo, Loveth Ehigegba, Kristen Marie Podziadlik, Elena Quintana, Sandy Botros, Catherine Brennan, Lindsay Joanne Zavadil, Alicia Sarah Noel, Viloki Patel, Seung Un Baek, Felicia Capers, Danielle Senzo, Melissa Lynn Horneck, Suanzi Liu, Nicole Samantha Portilla, Wheeling Lee, Lee Kyung Anaha, Laura Beatriz Garrido, Lucy Maria Esteves, Ashley Alexandria Johnson, Sheila Policastro, Rebecca Leanne Booth. Erica Susan Delalis. Ashley M. Wyckoff. Bridget Dries. Erica Nicole Seaman. Whitney Phyllis Grimm. Allison Michelle Healy. Melanie Sura. Brienne Howarth. Aimee Fournier. Angelica Luz Mendoza. Riabel Enriquez Columbayan. Melissa Ann Sumalo. Annalisa San Miguel Flores. Jay Majmundar. Michael Wien Nguyen. Stephanie Villanueva Rigo. Maria Kristen Arce. Edwin Joseph Marcelo Ojeda. Renee Tandok. Alan Ray Ackland Flor-de-Liza. Amy L. Walsh. Anetta Steck. Jessica Andres. Patricia Zaloga. Gabrielle Gannon. Kayan Marie Chu. Letitia Lene Marshall. Robert Lawrence Sapor. Danielle Marie Glynn. Felicia Kelly Kishun. Heather Germaine Boylan. Alex Yvonne Kessler. Amanda Justine Doria. Jason Andrew Cohen. Kristen Emily Gellner. Gabriela Alfano. Vanessa Pilar Arias. Crystal Ortiz. Marta Jimenez. Marianne Sati. Rimple Kaur. Sukhjinder Singh. Congratulations, graduates. And you may be seated. Will the degree candidates from the College of Education and Human Services please come forward? You'll be greeted by President Esteban and Dean DiPiero.
You're such a pro. You should know better. I didn't look at last year's book. I think you had a page in here like this. I apologize. There was something issue. But you're such a pro, you can wing it. Thank you. So what?
Stacy Lee Zelensky. Stella Rapp. Abdurrahim Abdul Hakim. Matthew Ullman. Aaron D. Domenico. Gabrielle Benoit. Bianca Falcone. Aileen Garcia. Michelle Mikashevsky. Janice Duribe. Phyllis Merant. Lourdes Vasquez. Nina Pecoraro. Christine Marie Tenner. Melissa Felicio. Lauren Michelle Mucci. Alessandra Di Renzo. Patrick Trenticos, Jr. Brianna Perna. Stephen James Piranelli. Brittany Elizabeth Henning. Michael Oldham. Brett Alexander Visconti. Alexandra Leah Hain. Melissa Ann Dumstra. Christina Marie Zolferino. Jennifer Lynn Ardis. Shannon Prisco. Hilary Antoinette Ludis. Melanie Catherine Domingo Richards. Caitlin Alyssa Vona. Michelle Elizabeth Jamer. Dennis Patrick Muller. Benjamin Allen Carapezza. Kathleen Virginia Rotgaber. Caitlin Marie Papa. Crystal Ann Mendoza. Timothy Frank Belmont.
Yeah, Tim.
Daniel D. Liberato. Stephanie Michelle Beausoleil. Marie Beatrice Pietropaulo. Alyssa Marie Forte. Anthony S. Angelella. Nicole Danielle Pede. Jennifer Zamirsky. Christine DiGeronimo. Stephanie Ann Graham. Jessica Lynn Hill. Lisa Marie Dido. Stephanie Loftus. Mabel Thomas. Betty Sheristyle Logerie. Alexandra Marisol Walker. Leslie R. McClendon. Eileen Laura Dopart. Laura A. Jones. Danielle Marie Turner. Stephanie Ann Ricca. Lauren Elizabeth Diggins. Barbara Marie Squilacci. Catherine Nicole Baloka. Colleen Michelle Tufaro. Stephanie Diane Bontales. Kayla Marie Masserino. Carrie Lynn O'Donnell. Alexandra Bowman Camella. Taylor Aaron Allen. Gloria Barbiero. Monique Alice Cote. Jessica A. Rodriguez. Justine Kozel. Alexandria Lee Swerts. Amanda Eve Russo. Lauren Friganese. Samantha Lynn Woodhall. Samantha Casafranca. Juliana F. Newman. Allison Sanguidolce. Stephen Edward Grassi. Amanda Joelle Gonzalez. Bridget Laverty. Congratulations to you all. And you may be seated. Will the candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences please come forward to the dais? You will be greeted by Dr. Esteban and by Dean Getty. Sarah Jane Horrigan. Brian Edward Lucas. Nima Sagafi. Jason John Fruden. Sonia Walker. Rami Salim. Macklin Hernandez. Michael Jacobson. Alicia Williams. Marie Mika Mesidor. Ryan John Dikovitsky. Deborah Nicole Dalton. Andrea Marie Gallo. Lynn Jackson. Kyle Hilton. Lizette Jackson. Shonda Deidre Cunningham. Leonardo E. Cruz, Jr. Brian Wisawati. Eric Walter Bishop. Aaron K. Christie. Nicole Ricca. Roberto Di Toronto. Stephen Christopher Belmont. Charles Dente. Jeffrey David Wasserberger. William Joseph Fonda. Thomas Whitney Foy. Timothy Ryan McGee. Patricia Keenan Finnegan. Melissa Alexis Rodriguez. Jenna Marie Vegas Allen. Matthew Stephen Susko. Alexander Juskin. Gary Richard Lespiza II. Matthew Charles DiCarlo. Anthony William Caputo. Jason Jerome Chimenti. Matthew Bellinger. Andrew Stephen Magnotta. Zulady Fuentes. Samantha Lee Ameses. Anthony D. Alaman. Nicholas Rocco Popoli. John Kieran Murphy. Ryan Joseph Scanlon. Christopher Harewood. Anthony Matthew Correa. Marilyn Moral Temis. Mark Nowak. Joseph LaRosa. Daniel Patrick Rapinski. Alexander Joseph Sirocco. Shane L. Pierre. Jesse R. Hines. Liliana Garcia. Andrea June Venturi. Jacqueline Elizabeth Douglas. Inessa Agapitova. Fernando Joseph Mershon. David W. Boys II. Lakira Regina Davis. Andrew J. Willis. Mark Badashevsky. Colin J. Fox. Francis U. Yob Smith. Anthony Jean San Marco. Stephen Michael Picciano. Joseph Todd Lucia. Stacia Phillip. Tariq Rashad Calloway.
Shout out to the fam! Shout out to the fam!
Kevin Walton. Sabrina Melba Ross. Sharonda Chambers. Maximilian Mullen. Jillian Lauren Holgan. Frances Mariel Castro. Christina Margaret Lutz. George M. Albrecht III. Beata Bodziak.
Can I have a hug, Dr. R?
Christopher Javier Fernandez. Elvis Santiago Quesada. Daniel Alexander Garcia. Sabahat Guven. Dritan Sela. Jose Antonio Dominguez. Paul Lawrence Lasco. Michael David Foley. Matthew P. Girovno. Natalie Ann Wedge. Kayla Ogletree. Connie Bermudez Toledo. Crystal Gail Jones. Lakendra Moses. Nabija Shabazz. Alicia Ortiz. Helen Ropas. Vicky Patel. Riham Abazaid. Vishay Ferguson. Janelle Brown. Tony Lee Young. Rolanda Rowe Bernadine. Valerie D. Michelle. Ashley Collier. Victoria Alexandra Tyson. Leandria Blair Kirkland. Carmel L. Dole. Amoy Holmes. Maria Rosa Vocaturo. Mary Elizabeth Breida. Tony Ann Mariano. Wendy Catherine Lucas. Jacqueline Baruch. Danielle Marie Felter. Andrew Otto Hartung. Julia Alejandra Martinez. Jacqueline Marie Rivera. Narim Capri. Matthew Stephen Dotto. Ashley E. Pittner. Jacqueline Michelle Peterman. Susan Sikorsky. Allison Lindorf. Helena Elizabeth Holland. Caitlin Erin McAvoy. Catherine Valencia. Jesse Ibokwa. Jean Patrick Bolton. Christopher Scott O'Neill. Aaron James Monahan. Ned Mulvaney Hopf. Alexander Harrison Dean. Madeline Bingham Miller.
We're good.
Ashley Simpson. Colin Corcoran. Pat Barbato. Michelle Rosenberry. Janine Ann Graham. Stephanie Cortez. Chidu Kato. Irene Padin. Natalie Martinez. Stephanie Fong. Jesse Fuentes. Joseph Thomas Wisniewski. Maria Zanfandino. Lauren Noel Masucci. Ashley Nicole Diana. Megan Christine Lewis. Symphony Diana Jackson. Megan Catherine Nadalicho. Caitlin Victoria Kelly. Maria Nicole Procopio. Amy Elizabeth Mitchell. Kristen V. Henry. Donna Joy Alexander. Kiara Lasha Dickerson. Jamila Hawa Conte. Tamara Kaimi Dawkins. Justine Amelia Drayton. Michelle Marie O'Keefe. Kristen Danielle Hardy. Olawami Yoken Bapa Buyi Alao. Christopher Cox. Sebastian Czar. Thomas Brown. Marvin Anthony Drew Carter. Desiree Joy Grady. Nayland Lee Blannett. Brian Diaz. Jeffrey Lash. Catherine Bingham. Daniel Thomas Chamberlain. Sharon Chamorro. Alexander Christopher Sinowitz. Joseph Charles White. Lauren Marie Perez. Dina Zapaluk. Jenna Mary Giambalvo. Felicia Rigo. Anthony Joseph Nee. Sean Cameron Cooley. Vincent J. Chachalovsky. Robert Kyle Cheng. Jose Luis Tandazo. Caitlin Mary Kiki. Jeffrey Jonathan Muller. William G. Copeland. Alexander S. Palugi. Luis Reyes. Christopher Joseph Ashley. John Sebastian Suarez. Lennis Claritza Carlson. David Patrick Cady. Justine Nicole Escorial Palau. Alexis Camilo Mendoza. Mary Grace Delgra Brinas. Zakia Dara Heron Fortune. Jason Leach Harris. Tito S. Arcos. Candace Harvey. Denise Xiomara Valdez. Bessie Marisol Enriquez. Tanya Marina Encarnacion. Dalegi N. Reynoso. Jessica Aramburo. Rosemary Janau. Keith Cerrone Bull III. Okay. Brian Bull Palms. Achille Dijon. Danielle Pierre. Matthew Claude Pennick. Mujtaba Kawalja. Gabriel Collada. Gerard Geronimo. Jimmy Homsey. Slavina Andrewova Kaplanska. Jamie Lynn Stileo. Jennifer Springstead. Christopher John Amin. Jack Butler Norman III. Jillian Nicole de Groot. Danielle Lauren Dombreeze. Catherine B. Carino. Stephanie Ann Cox.
BS candidates are separate. We'll have to call them later.
Dominica Kopchik. Michael Laval Jr. Jacina Ann Phillips. Robert John Huff. Peter Kappar. Alexandra Lorraine Samakovitz. Brittany Marie Lee. Giselle K. Lewis. Kathy Michelle Rowe. Darrell Hill. Rana Hamid. Daisy Mae Berwick. Zachary Ziriak. Patrick Francis McCabe. Robert Russell Granson. Ronan O'Brien. Colin Matthew Radala. Laura Runco. Erica Martoni. Carolyn Masso. Jenna Larson. Gabrielle Michelle Kiger. Brittany Ann Bisada. Teresa Ann Genzaplano. Susan Mary Kozakowski. Alyssa K. Habel. Megan Mary Dixon. Nora Toomey Hatch. Elizabeth Ann Conran. Kelly Ann Mercereau. Alexandra Kozic. Danielle Nicole Razuk. Lisa Michelle Weiner. Jacqueline Marie Cross. Shannon Lee Birch. Michael Robert Bates. Colin James Marshall. Cesar Diaz. Emily Leon. Catherine Ann Brandt. Melissa Lynn Boji. Anne Marie Mullane. Kevin Joseph Stevens. Catherine Ann Wiatrowski. Carrie Elise Bocchetto. Jessica L. Noto. Charles Michael Dupre. Caitlin Elizabeth Tonti. Jesse C. Butel. Danielle Pollack. Michelle Delaire. Kylie Alexandra Cohen. Ria Mubarak. Varka Tilani. Rudy Palma. Andrew Steele. Darylyn Vetro. Rocco Seminario. Arietta Vernay. Ebony Shanae Montgomery. Tijuana L. Gilmore. Katarina da Silva. Simon Pereira. Yvette Johnson Lofton. Acacia Sapura Benson. Brittany Ann Everett. Nicole Ann Battaglia. Stephanie Michelle Bauer. Melissa Ann Watson. Carolyn Elizabeth Faith Dunbar. Christine Mallon. Nicole Anastasides. Kamichi Bird. Victoria Alice Peterson. Peter Aaron Chacanias. Kevin M. Matos. Grant William Gorley. Ilyana Kalazic. Vinta Vasan Taker. Mylin Torres. Sarah Allison Musanti. Heather Nicole Ludlow. Amber Victoria DiCostanzo. John Anthony Fellon III. Katerina Yasevsky Trupesky. Karen Novak. Neil Carlo Tabayan. Justin Frank Lampado. Congratulations. Chantal Luisa Lopez. Shamika S. Graves. Christina Marie Riesenberg. Anthony Richard Fratanduono. Kimberly Ann Garvey. Josephine Joanna Marie Bola. Natalie Hernandez. Malik Carey. Michael Gravenis. Matthew Villoni. Joseph Paul DeRocco. Sean Michael Guzran. Frank J. Esposito. Andrew James Rosparski. Jill Ann Pasquale. Lacey Garner. Hector Alexander Reyes, Jr. Blaise Joseph Ranciato. Colin Bryce Van Ness. Lauren Kristen Serra. Melissa Ann Piketich. Gabrielle Maliano. Alexandra Lynn Fodor. Daniel Femi Oguntuye. Tyler Flint. Sarah Elizabeth Tracy. Lindsay Barber. Amanda Marie Barrell. Laurel Grace Barbo. Michael Boland. Natalie C. Dominique. Chara Lashea Stewart. Joseph H. Scott II. Dominic Daniel Bridgers. Kashmir Leanne Joseph. Sean Thompson. John Golding. Darnell Gatling. Keon Edward Lawrence. Jamel Jackson. Jeremy Lionel Hazel. Brendan Joseph Quinones. Jenna M. Cisco. Joseph Dominic Deo. Andreas G. Minikakis. Maria Elizabeth Lipnick. Stephanie Grace Kettle. Melanie Edette Millington. Maria Elaine Kane. Lauren A. Del Rosso. Fiorella Vilma Garcia. Elizabeth M. Plusiniak. Renee Samantha Feynman. Michelle Lynn Cole. Nicole A. Chunta. Gianna Marie San Domenico. Caitlin A. Cafferty. Bruno Nicholas Casula. Michael E. Lombard. Eileen Cheng. Maria Nadine Frank. Cyril Rosario Parra.
Yes, didn't come out. Okay. Kara's a bachelor's.
Congratulations to all of you, and may the Bachelor of Science candidates come forward. No, we don't. It's an hour and a quarter already.
What is it?
Here we go.
Not today.
This is fun. This is the fun part. Jessica L. Tonia. Mira Yazigi. Evelyn Janine Brito. Andrew Rajan Kamalayo. Sneha Amin. Tana Paul. Amisha Taylor. Nina Marie Chaco. Diana Savoli. Amy Tank. Jennifer Lynn Todd. Lauren Michelle Strawn. Gregory James DeBell. Matthew Michael Albert. Chloe M. Morales. Dave Ellisant. Dorian Owen Ellerby. Nikki Gross. Michelle Lynn Reed. Jamie Marie Gates. Adam Jordan Bear. Christopher J. Daniele. Stephen Anthony Giorratano. Michael A. Maiorelli. Connor James Phillips. Carrie N. Whitaker. Mustafa Zibari. Paul M. Pernakos. Derek D. Blackburn. Dijon Armani Turner. Sasha Pagan. Matthew P. Emery. Joyce Quijano. Tatiana Flores. Sol Rodriguez. Marley Francois. Jonathan David Jimenez. Leslie Ann Keeble. Stephen Joseph Cholaro. Elise Marie Anderson. Kristen Nicole Anderson. Joseph A. Ravino. Caitlin Noel Colonna. Bryce Vorters. Robert F. Murphy. Kyriakos Spiro Moutafopoulos. Sarah Osmond. Brittany Lynn Hervey. Stephen Patrick Strack-Antonio. Hassan Ali. Eric Paul Morgan wrote. Kristen Teresa Kingdon. Christopher Louis DiPietro. Molly Quincy. Rukaya Ahmed. Melissa Sarah Mills. Lauren Porin. Should I say this or should I?
Let me see what else he says.
Charles Michael Deffendorf. Madison Jane Rest.
Thank you.
Samuel Beckham Emery. Brian Jeffrey Cook. Michael Loff. Shante Renee Smith. Jessica Comello. Natasha Eloise Greendyke. Catherine P. John. Kelly Casamasina. Danielle Nicole Luxa. Kristen Teresa Lichnowsky. Jonathan Guyette. Michael Christopher Seaback. Jamie Beth Van Ryn. Jennifer Tai. Jennifer Ann Walker. Paula Camille Vergara Hernandez. Mariana Nader Nasrallah. John Francis Keegan. Alicia Gasden. Danielle Patricia Riley. Michael Mosier.
That's great. That's his next page, so that's good. Thank you. Just say thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. R., and all the deans, and to Mr. Ganton for greeting our graduates. We now come to the heart of the ceremony, the conferral of degrees. All degree candidates, please rise. Ms. Kent Manahan, member of the Board of Regents, will now come forward and confer these degrees. Ms. Manahan, on behalf of Seton Hall University, I certify that the candidates whose names are hereby submitted have satisfied all the requirements to participate in the 2011 Baccalaureate commencement exercises. I ask that those who have completed all degree requirements be hereby granted their degrees. Ms. Manahan.
What an accomplished group. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Seton Hall University, for those who have completed all of their degree requirements, I hereby confer on you the degrees for which you have been recommended by your respective deans, with all of the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto appertaining. In my name and in the name of the Board of Regents at Seton Hall University, may I offer you our sincere congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Manahan. Please remain standing. Graduates, as a symbol of your graduation, please move your tassel from right to left on your caps. As a memento of this occasion, please keep your caps as well as the tassel. Congratulations to all the new graduates of Seton Hall University and to their families. We are pleased to welcome 2,281 new members to the ranks of Setonian alumni. Please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to recognize Miss Melissa Philippic, a summa cum laude graduate from the College of Nursing, and a recipient of the Ann Murphy Award, the Adult Health Nursing Award, and the Maternal Nursing Award. She will deliver the valedictory address. Ms. Philippic.
Good afternoon, Governor Christie, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Regents, President Esteban, Provost Robinson, members of the Executive Cabinet, deans, faculty, guests, alumni, friends of the college, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2011. On behalf of Seton Hall University, I welcome you all to Commencement. It would be impossible for me to address this audience without mentioning those whose support has enabled me to speak today. To my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I could do nothing without you. It was surely you who established the work of my hands. To our parents and families, thank you for investing in us the love and care necessary to teach us that there is always time to do our best. To our close friends and dedicated professors, your support has been overwhelming. Fellow graduates, I can't believe we're here. It's been 4 long, yet wonderful years filled with meaningful memories, noteworthy friendships, and momentous achievements. As we look back, it feels like only a couple of weeks ago that we registered for our first classes and entered Seton Hall as freshmen. Don't we all remember the first week of classes? We would quickly pull out our student detail schedule and double-check our class times and room numbers literally every 15 minutes because we felt so lost and overwhelmed in the ever-moving shuffle of college life. That was freshman year. This is us now. We are all sitting here today, educated and empowered to step out of this academic institution, prepared to change and make our mark on a world that is in dire need of those willing to stand strong, unmovable for what is good, what is honorable, and what is just. This is truly one of the most significant days in our lives. As we get ready to embark upon this journey, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you a vision and a challenge. A father once asked his 7-year-old little girl, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" She answered, "I'm going to work at a pet shop." He replied, "Sweetheart, you may not get paid very much working at a pet shop." She smiled and said, "I remember how happy I felt when I brought home my brand new puppy, and I want to make other children just as happy as I was on that day." This story may seem extremely juvenile to be telling at the graduation of college students, but it is said that the wisdom of a child shows what seems to be complex quite clearly. This little girl took hold of an important value. She realized, as we should, that what we do in life must be about who we touch and affect, not about what we can achieve for ourselves. It's not so much about what we do as individual people, but what we do for individual people. However, as we leave the educationally stimulating and inspirational corridors of Seton Hall, this very ideal may grow quieter and quieter until it can no longer be heard at all, lost in all the media messages of hit it big, be someone great, be rich, make money, enjoy yourself. I have sat by the side of lonely, dying patients who have made pleas to God to let them live yet another year, promising that they would make different choices, that they would love people, that they would do good and not be selfish, that they would truly change. They finally realized, as Mother Teresa once so eloquently said, one of the greatest diseases is to be nobody to anybody. Thus, I say, while we have breath in our bodies, let us make that choice now. Let us take this privileged education granted us by this institution and live up to its values. Let the class of 2011 be fearless leaders in a global society who value righteousness, selflessness, servant leadership, and belief in an almighty God who values each person and has instilled in each of us something deeper than flesh, an eternal spirit. These values will last in the echo of eternity, where possessions are no more and physical bodies are expired. As I look over this great class, what I see is future nurses, physicians, and attorneys, theologians, activists, artists, and scientists, inventors, visionaries, educators, and entrepreneurs. We have the ability to be a catalyst for change. Let us not limit ourselves to idealisms of professional grandeur, but find our true identities in being servants. Let us not be afraid of the potential we possess. Let us embrace it. I leave you with this statement written by award-winning author Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. We are all meant to shine as children do. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Class of 2011, let's light up this world.
Thank you, Ms. Philippek, an excellent job. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Mark Gannon, President of the Seton Hall University Alumni Association, also her regent, who will welcome the class of 2011. Mr. Gannon.
Though I've congratulated each of you individually, and I shook 2,280 hands and received one hug, you still deserve to hear congratulations again. Congratulations, class of 2011, on a momentous accomplishment. I'd like to thank Seton Hall University for asking me to speak with you today. This is an incredible honor. It's also very special to share the stage with Governor Christie. I would like to welcome Dr. Esteban to his first commencement as president of Seton Hall. She is in capable hands. It's hard to believe it was 20 years ago I too stood in this arena and was warmly welcomed into the Seton Hall Alumni Association. Class of 2011, it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of that association and the authority vested in me as president to be the first to welcome you as the newest lifetime members of Seton Hall University Alumni Association. Congratulations and welcome to the fold. So I'm sure many of you are thinking, I have my degree, so what could the Seton Hall Alumni Association offer me? Well, one of the most valuable benefits of your outstanding Seton Hall education is not printed on the diploma you just received. It's not mailed to a prospective employer. It's the singular bond that we all hold and share as alumni of this great university. We call it our pirate network. As an alum, you will join the ranks of more than 80,000 individuals who all share Seton Hall as our common link. In fact, many of our alumni hold prominent positions in business, sports, government, education, law, finance, healthcare, media, marketing, clergy, and many other fields. But you truly will never know they're out there unless you first reach out, and they'll be more than happy to lend a fellow pirate a helping hand, remembering those that did the same for them. And with this benefit does come an obligation to stay loyal, connected, and engaged with alma mater. Your pathway to that connection is through the Alumni Association. So as your life takes you from South Orange to San Francisco, even Singapore, Seton Hall will be there for all of you. Your initial commitment to Seton Hall may have lasted only 4 years, but Seton Hall's commitment to you will last a lifetime. Congratulations, fellow alumni, and go Pirates.
Thank you, Mr. Ganton. We're coming to the end of the commencement ceremony, and I must ask you to give me your attention for just a few more moments so we can all leave speedily and safely. After the singing of the alma mater, please remain seated for the exit of the dais party and our students. We ask guests to exit the arena from the upper concourse gates. Robes may be returned just outside the entrance to the arena on the front of the plaza. Please remember that you're welcome to keep your caps and tassels. It is tradition that we end our commencement ceremony with the singing of the alma mater. It is my pleasure to welcome again Miss Sarah Horgan, who will lead us in the singing of our alma mater. The words and the music are in the back of the program. Thank you.
Thank you.